some people they complain about Taiwan, foreigners here, whatever, and some people they're totally in love with it. I'm kind of in between. I think that if you're from Taiwan, you're probably addicted to people saying that they love Taiwan, and it's kind of like it almost seems like it's a personal compliment to you, because they're saying that you're great, but no, they're saying that the place where you live is great. I mean, for me, pros and cons. I don't have to worry about getting sick here, and I've said that tons of times. But I did do another video about how people are always trying to cut in front of you, and it's not out of disrespect. Finally I kind of really see that it's kind of a matter of efficiency. They want to get to where they're going so they can get everybody moving along faster, and they're not. To be honest with you, they're probably not thinking about all the other people. They're just thinking about, okay, well, I need to get there faster. Maybe I need to get ahead of you. Maybe there's like a little bit of a crab mentality there. I don't know, but my camera's a little bit wobbly, but see, I got a bag in my other hand. Anyway, you guys get the message. And I think there's probably a lot of people in Taiwan out here, or they want to know, what foreigners are thinking about, I guess. And I hate using that word, foreigners, because even people in the States, they hear that word, foreigners, and they feel like it's derogatory, but I don't know, it is what it is, right? That's the word that people use, so that's the word I'm going to use. The language is difficult. I think I'm probably going to have to start taking some more language classes, because I think my Chinese Mandarin level is kind of subpar, but I think it's at the same time it's better than some other people. I encounter some people on some certain apps, and they're always like, oh yeah, I met all these foreigners who can speak Chinese Mandarin, blah blah blah, and I'm like, where are these unique people that I've never met in my entire life? I'd say the majority of people that I've met here, it's not that they don't care about learning the language, they just feel like it's too hard. And to understand why Mandarin is hard for English speakers and English is hard for Mandarin Chinese speakers is you need to understand the differences, right? So in Chinese Mandarin they have rules. They have you have to say it in this certain way. I forget exactly the order that you have to say it in, but it's like place, person, subject, some, right? And if you don't say it in that order, then whatever you say will not be understood. So you can't deviate from that pattern. But the problem is that in English, there's always an exception. So you have to kind of feel it out and memorize that exception. And sometimes I say to some of my students, the only difference between you and me is there we go. The sentence pattern that I'm trying to teach you, I've done it a million times, and you've done it like twice. So, and people they get fed up with it anyway, regardless. But there's so many people who are gonna just get fed up with everything, and I guess that's their life. I got fed up with coffee, so I stopped drinking coffee. I guess I have to kind of like put in here like my thing about how I feel about being addicted to something, right? Because people they drink coffee every day like it's like water, and they got to wake up and they got to blah 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 whatever. And for me, I hate that idea that there's something that I need to do. There's something that's kind of got a hold over me, and I got to do it every day. Nobody gets addicted to water. So I guess you're safe in that point, but so I've been drinking a lot of hot water. It's hard about this video thing, social media, whatever. I think I've kind of given up on the idea that this is gonna just make me money. I think I'm more so on the fact that this is just something that I do in the morning to talk to somebody, just for my kind of own psychological well-being. I'm gonna go take a seat here for a second. A lot of people they kind of complain that they don't have anybody to talk to, and especially in Japan right now, there's kind of a huge epidemic of loneliness, and I kind of feel bad for them, but it's like, what are you going to do? There's a bunch of people old, young people too. Young people, there's like, because they're like just on their phones all day, and it's kind of the classic psychological situation where you're pretending that everything is okay, but in actuality, like you're scared, you're insecure, you don't know where life is going, so you're just kind of playing around and going through the motions, going to a job that you hate, sucking up to a boss that you wish would just go away, and I get that. And here's the weird part is that all of us are kind of going through that, and even it's not even just like a Taiwan thing. I think it's like it's Japan, it's Taiwan, probably in the United States too somewhere. There's probably somebody who's saying, Mike, I really hate the situation that I'm in right now. My girlfriend's always yelling at me. My boss is always yelling at me. I hate my schoolwork, but I got to keep doing it because I know that I got to get a job, and there's no even guarantee. There's like this guy, I think his name's Simon Squibb or something, and he's like, school is a scam and blah blah blah. University, you go to university, you go through the motions, and you do all these different things, but then is there any guarantee that you're going to get a job? No. There's a weird statistic about Korea right now about like I think 20% or something of all the young working force is like not even working. They're just laying on their butt and just sitting at home with their waiting for their parents. Some of them become professional children, I guess. And what are they doing? They're trying to wait until like a better opportunity comes around. And the problem is that it's not going to come around. You got to make something. That's another thing too, is it just a lot of people, they need guidance, like whether they're 20, 30 or 40. I think there's like even 40-year-olds, they don't even have it right. And, I'm not saying that I have it totally right either, but I have some things right, I think. For example, if you don't control yourself, then you let other people control you. Whatever makes you angry, it's kind of a reflection of your inner feelings about what you feel about something or whatever you're insecure about. A lot of guys who are like super big and super strong, and then little things, they make them angry, and then it's like they're like a big baby with a big body, and you almost want to feel sorry for them, but they're busy pushing weights and trying to punch somebody in the face, right? But so I probably wouldn't feel that sorry for them. That's kind of their life, and that's what they want to do, right? With anger, I wish that I could just kind of talk to people, not even just Taiwan, but in lots of different places in the world about anger, control, relaxing yourself. There's some of the things that I'm studying right now, and I'll talk about those later. But it's just like, why do we have to get so angry about little things? Why is our like knee-jerk reaction just to get loud and I don't know. I got this old guy over here. He's talking on his phone, I guess, because he can't hear really well. Whatever. It's weird, the situations that you come across when you're in Taiwan. I think that's why there's some people that they can only handle it for a year, 2 years. After that, they just they want to make a beeline and just go straight home. And they have the good looks, they have the youth on their side. But at the end of the day, they got to just go work for money. And it's weird. There's like 5 different jobs or something that kids they wanted to be maybe 20 years ago, and now I think it's number 5 or number 4 is replaced by social media influencer. People think that if they have a million followers, then all of their problems are going to be solved. You just get 10,000 people to like the things that you're doing, and it's kind of a form of validation from people, and that's what people need. And if you really want to get ahead in society, you got to stop caring about what other people think. Stop trying to get validation from other people. Don't be afraid. Control your anger. If those are just a couple of the things, if I only had a minute with somebody and I just wanted to change their life by giving them some advice that they'd really follow, that's probably what I would tell them. All right, guys, that's all the time I got for now. This is Mike here in Taiwan. I'll see you guys later. Bye.